Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh, Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast. Ooh, Breaking Bread Podcast. Breaking Bread Podcast.
I can't do the heat. If I gotta choose one, it's definitely cold because I can put on as much. But you can't walk outside but with so many clothes on.
And I want you to know, good sir, that you were absolutely right. You were absolutely right.
Yeah. But you walk into your car.
Mm-hmm.
Now you sizzling. Now you got to turn yourself over. You done on one side because your leather's so hot in your seat.
And you're right about
that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
you sit in your car and you get burned, depending on where the sun's beating in there. So.
You're right about that, but you're also talking to a man to keep a box fan on high 365 days a year. You know what I'm saying? Like I am team air movement, bro.
Yeah, I'm team tinted windows.
Or put those reflectors in the front windshield to block all that shit. Yeah.
I ain't forgot, man. Yeah, we tinting all the windows, front, back, left, right. Yeah. I was like, y'all talking, I'll be comfortable in my car.
You might can't see him, but he gonna be comfortable. Good people, welcome to the Breaking Bread Podcast. We are so glad that y'all came out to kick it with us today, man. Listen, bro, we got something exciting for y'all. So as you know, here at the Breaking Bread Podcast, we bring y'all the hottest, the flyest, the freshest. You know, we've established that. Mm-hmm. But today, we are going to talk about leadership, ownership in the space of entertainment. So with us today, we have the House of Art NC. We have Watson Ward. But I'm going to let y'all introduce yourselves. I'm going to let y'all speak up because we got two powerhouses in the building. You know what I mean? If you ever attended anything fly around the Raleigh-Durham area, anything fly around the curated experiences that we always talk about. If you haven't been to the House of Art, or if you haven't been to Watson Ward, what you're going to do is you're going to pull out your phone, go to Google Calendar or whatever calendar app you use, go ahead, book the times, and then you can look at the Breaking Bread Podcast, Sunny Days Presents, We the Roses, be Bruce Bradshaw Presents, all that. Go look at all them folks. They're going to tell you where it's popping. But if you see it's at Watson Ward, if you see it's at the House of Art, you need to go, and I'm going to let these good brothers tell you why.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, man. Saul over here, I came under his umbrella. So when I moved back to Raleigh, I've been kind of under his umbrella. So like that's why I felt like it was only right, but to bring him along because he kind of opened the door for a lot of cats to utilize their venue. So if there wasn't a Watson Ward, there wouldn't be a House of Art, and that's just the reality of it. That's why I can't leave Saul behind on this one. Even though y'all wanted to talk to me, I had to bring him in because there wouldn't be one or the other. And that's just the reality of it because we basically looked at what the things that Watts couldn't do, and then that's what we created out of House of Art. Mm-hmm. And so like basically the things that I can't physically do at House of Art, that's what we do at Watts. You know what I'm saying? Because of the square footage. Because I am running out of square footage. I need a bigger location, honestly. But those magical things that we like to create and curate, we usually start them at Watson Ward. We let the brand blow up, and then you got to move on. And that's how it is. Like just like Bruce, we started an event there. He's it's gonna blow. That's how it always happens. And then he's gonna create another platform with Sonny and all them and the whole team that they've created.
And all them,
Nikki, yeah. I'm telling you, it's just like it's honestly like the gateway to creating what you want. So if you get into Watson Ward, there is no failed event. I've never thrown an event at Watson Ward where it failed. Like hands down, man. Like I've thrown an event at House of Art where it didn't do so well, but I've never done it at Watson. So that is the platform. That's how you start your brand. And that's if nobody's noticed, that is the cheat code.
It's the incubator, bro.
Yeah.
It's the curation incubator. You know what I mean? So House of Art NC, big shout out to Saul right here, Watson Ward. But before we pivot over to Saul and let him introduce himself, how can these people find you? Shout out all the socials. We need all of them.
Shoot, dang, you got me. You got House of Art, Instagram, House of Art, NC, and that's for everything. That's for the Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, website, houseofartnc.com. Also, Kales, KHAILS. That's my personal. I really don't be on there. But please, hey, follow me. I'm gonna show you some love when I am on there.
Publicly. I'm surprised you said that publicly, man.
Yeah, I don't even share my personal, honestly. And then I want to shout out to my watch company, Privacy Watch. That's something else that I'm working really hard on and trying to get that launched and get a team together around there. I think that is our plan B, essentially. Yeah. So those are my social. Just check me out and see what I'm doing, man.
Absolutely. Saul, tell us a little bit about yourself, Watson Ward. Introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, guys? I'm Saul Parada. I've been downtown Raleigh for 10 years. I've been blessed meeting some amazing people, and I worked at Frankie's Fun Park for 8 years in Briar Creek when I first moved here in 2007, and I came from Oregon. And it was definitely a culture shock for me, being around different, just coming from the East Coast, 3,000 miles away from my hometown. But I looked at it as my Never Never Land. Like, it was a way for me to kind of meet people, kind of get away from the stereotypes that I grew up, conditioned to think of people and, whatever. And I wanted my own opinions. I wanted to come out here and kind of just meet people and kind of, what's your name? Where are you from? Mm-hmm. And little did I know, or what reassured me was the things that I grew up liking, the things that through pop culture, through music, through entertainment. I had a lot of things in common with a lot of dudes out here. Now, the only thing I realized is you had to like Duke, NC State, or UNC.
You got to pick one.
And I'm an Oregon Duck, baby. I quack all the time. So, and it was the Pac-10 back then. So I used to go to all the NC State games, Duke games, Carolina games, wearing my Oregon Ducks gear. And people would look at me like I was crazy because it's a football school, Nike, right? So I was just like always talking smack. But I always loved having that camaraderie in sports. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always pushed people to the limit before they wanted to get physical because I'm like, these guys? Are they paying your bills? Like, you know what I mean? But they were like, what'd you say? But it was rooted here. The Triangle there's a lot of history, man. And, the one cool part about being here is seeing, I quote one of my favorite rappers growing up, Too Short, you get in where you fit in. Mm-hmm. And, coming out here, I just realized the things that people didn't want to do, or they didn't feel like they didn't have the motivation. I then go, let me facilitate that part, which was coming from a small little town. I went to church every Sunday. My grandfather was a pastor. My mom was in the choir. And my father's from a third world country, became American citizen when I was 5. So it's like we were like trying to be model citizens in this small little town. So I just realized that it was big for me to come out here and kind of use that hospitality, open the doors, talk to older people, kind of extend myself. When a lot of people out here, it was just kind of like, no, they're over there, they stay there, there, depending on color and age and race, all that stuff. And I just felt being a mixed kid, we all have our own identity crisis at times with our own families, that it was like, I feel like we're all connected. So it's like, I just kind of push things naturally with just customer service and hospitality. And that's when these older owners and people kind of saw the value in me and being like, yo, let's put him up front. Let's put him behind the bar. Let's put him in these events. And when I had the amazing opportunity to work for the Hibernian Company, they built Watson Ward, and they basically looked at me and they're like, you're the guy that we can see you in here. And I played trumpet for 10 years. That's another thing people don't really know about me. I went to my freshman year in college. I had a scholarship to go play music. So I was, music fundamentals, music theory, piano, all that stuff. But at that age and at that time, it was the American Pie era. And it was like you got made fun of being in band. You did. And then until Drumline came out and made it look cool, we were playing old school 70s music and pep band. And it was one of those things where it's like, I'm so happy to be a part of music and entertainment now, because when I talk to these young kids, they are already ahead of the curve of not caring what you think. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, there were so many stereotypes and so many images that you had to be afraid of. Like if you were gay, or if you liked Backstreet Boys or whatever the case was, like you got made fun of, and the clothes you wore, you're not a skater, why are you wearing that? Mm-hmm. So finding your identity, finding out what you wanted to do. And the one thing I loved about Raleigh was it gave me an opportunity to kind of like fall back into the stuff that I loved when I was growing up. And even though I'm not playing trumpet anymore, or being in that, I can now help guide and inspire people that are like, yo, don't care about them. It's almost like I get to talk to a younger version of myself. And then I met this guy in 2018 through a mutual friend. And again, when you meet new people, I'm always a happy-go-lucky person, but he definitely, I think what solidified us was putting myself down in scenarios, talking about, this is my life, this is as big as I'm going to get. And he was just like, I told him one time, I was like, he's like, man, we be millionaires, right? And I was like,
Mhm.
I don't think I'll ever get $1 million. And literally, like, I think the next day or 2 days later, he came in. He's like, man, I couldn't sleep. You saying something like that. Like, my job now is to prove to you that you can be a millionaire. So it's
Mm.
like he like
For real.
jumped on with me personally to help me build my mindset up. And it was the conditioning of the people I've been around. And again, I don't fault those guys. It's a strategy. It's a game when you are building businesses and how you get people to, again, when I asked what's the difference between manipulation and influence? Intent, you know, and I've been manipulated for in different areas and different scenarios. And now for the first time, I want to influence, and I want to feel like I'm being influenced as well, not manipulated. So, you know, trying to build something, an ecosystem of all the homies and people that we've rocked with, that we've kind of been in the gutter with at times. And now it's like, you know, money's coming, or, you know, exposure, clout. I'm not into it anymore. Like, I'm really
You
Like,
sound so chill,
I
right?
grew
Right.
I mean, we grew up in the crunk
We
era,
done
the
did it.
young money, you know, it's
We
like, it was
retired.
it's all about, and I don't, you know, fuck bitches, get money, you know, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, that I get that thought process, but I want to roll with people that I actually care about, you know, and I've gone
Mhm.
through a lot of different stuff in the past, you know, 2-3 years. But again, being around Kels and feeling like I'm valued other than
Mm.
just my physical skills, or just kind of using me to get where people need to go. You know, and I think everybody wants the same thing, love and respect. You know, that's really what it comes down to. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. Hospitality do get you a long way, especially in the South. You know.
yeah,
So-
No,
and that's
facts.
we're
Yeah, for
playing a
real.
game. You go up north, the way those dudes talk up there. My family owns this, you know, restaurants and steakhouses and all that. They'll like be nice to your face, and then in front of you too, go snap and yell at somebody else, but get right back in it. And people are okay with that, in the sense of, like, you know, getting your staff in order, and the way they talk, using, you know, derogatory terms for terms of endearment. You know, they call each other by their racial slurs as brothers. And then you come down here and you don't say none of that stuff to each other, because, you know, it's Southern hospitality, which is kind of sprinkled sugar in public, and then behind the back, everyone's kind of talking shit. And I
Mhm.
feel like, and not all the time, but I've noticed the difference between the South and the North. And that's why I think it's important for us to stay true to what we're doing and not be fake, and not be hypocrites about things. You know, we check each other all the time about when we have any type of ill will towards any business, to anything, because that's not going to get us where we need to go, having that negative energy,
That's right.
you know,
Mhm.
having
Yeah.
resentment.
Yeah.
He'll check me like, hey, we don't get that out of your head, man.
That's
We
it.
don't need to talk to him like
We
that.
don't hold grudges. Like, yeah, I be telling them, like, bro, like, we don't hold grudges, bro. Like, it's gonna suck, but it's gonna hurt us more than anything. So
Yeah.
even when the hard stuff, people are like, yo, you supposed to have a grudge. I'm like, nah, man, I just don't do it. And I don't play the games. Like, I don't go back and forth. Like, if you got one on me, you got one on me. And then and I take it, and I use that to fire up something else. But yeah, because you're gonna win and lose. So like, I take those losses and I appreciate them too. I'm like, bet, I got. Like, yeah, you know what I'm
and
saying?
you, you nailed it, bro.
Yeah.
You nailed it, bro. You don't lose, you learn.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they say
'cause
2
even-
L's create a W. You know?
That's it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
turn
yeah.
But it's up to you to turn them to the side.
Yeah,
You mean?
exactly.
Even when you lose, you win. Like, I
Exactly.
tell them cats that.
Exactly.
Even when you lose, you win.
Exactly, because you're gonna get a new sunrise tomorrow. You're gonna be able to move forward and break past that. And that's the thing, you know, when speaking to two giants of industry, and these gentlemen are so humble, good people. So I'm gonna take an opportunity to try to articulate to our audience who we really talking to. Right. We are talking to the general manager of Watson Ward.
Entertainment manager.
Entertainment manager.
Again, that position too is a whole nother set of responsibilities, which my guy Dorian, that I've known for 13 years from Frankie's, I brought him with me. He was a bartender for the first 4 years. He got the job as a GM. I was very happy, because in my mind, I'm trying to lift him up.
Mhm.
To, you know, because when you're the GM, the owners come at you and your other bosses. I already gone through that. It kind of took away from my shine of wanting to do what I really wanted to do.
Mhm.
Dorian allows me to be the hospitality entertainment manager at Watson Ward, to really, you know, be 100% in with my events and things that I do.
Mhm.
Being a GM is, you know, first one in, a lot of paperwork, numbers.
Exactly.
And you're so drained and exhausted, hiring, firing. He allows, I feel very blessed to have the people in my surrounding me that's all we're trying to do to each other.
That's right.
Hey, I'm going to take this heat. You do what you do. He says the same thing to me all the time. You do what you do. I'm going to take over that other crap that gives you that stress and anxiety. And we're just helping each other carrying the load. It's like, yo, I got that, man. run, you know.
Go.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I really am blessed to have the dudes that I've built friendships and family mentalities with. You know, 4th of July to Thanksgivings, I don't have my family here. I'm at his family's house,
That's right.
and they're
That's right.
open arms. Again, a different world, different culture. That's the whole point.
Mhm.
It's like I appreciate all that stuff. So
Man,
Yeah.
community, we love it.
yeah.
Nah, for real.
Community, we love it. So tell us about your position with the House of Art.
I'm the owner, the GM, the
CEO.
the CEO,
The janitor.
The CFO, the
janitor,
CFO,
plumber,
the janitor,
the plumber, the
electrician,
electrician,
Yeah.
what else you
the
got?
bar
The
manager.
security, security designer.
Everything,
I'm
bro.
everything, but I do have a team. I do have a team of people that help me out with that. So I don't want to leave them out as well. But I'm at House of Art. I'm pretty much everything. Right now, I'm actually taking essentially a summer break. Like I'm taking some time away from House of Art. I'm still there. I'm still included, but I'm just kind of like at this point, I just want my mind back. I've been hustling since I met Saul. I've probably been hustling for like 4 years, like grinding, like cutting off friends, not hanging out with people.
I mean, we've done about 6 to 7 events
Yeah.
before House of Art opened together.
Yeah.
We ran a New Year's Eve party. We did chef. I mean, again, the things
Yeah,
that we've done
yeah.
and been able to accomplish is something we have to remind ourselves too, because we forget
You sure do.
Yeah.
those
That
things.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you need to look back for. People usually look back in the past of negative stuff and look back at the victories instead.
Things that we
like,
didn't get,
exactly
how we were
what you
treated.
lost. Yeah, look at the victories. Like the same way you feel right now. Like if it's anxiety, depression, worries about the unknown, concerns.
Mhm.
You think about that same that same feeling back in the day that you had and how you overcame it. It's the same right now. You just have to remind yourself of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
You
man
really
out
do.
here,
Yeah.
this man Derek out here dropping bars, dog.
You really do, man.
And it made me think to a sports analogy, right? You hang banners, you don't hang losses.
Yeah.
When you walk into a stadium, you don't see
Right.
regular season
Yeah,
600%
runner-up, Super Bowl.
runner-up, third
Yeah.
runner-up. What do you see? National champion, Super Bowl champion, NBA champion. We ain't giving rings to people that didn't win. But that doesn't mean because you didn't win that you got to think about every loss you took.
Yeah.
When you're looking back and surveying your life, when you go somewhere, you hang a banner or two, just like you doing with your ownership MMK pies. One time for the t-shirt, the merch popping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you do with the House of Art, like you do with Watson Ward, like we do with the Breaking Bread podcast. Sometimes you gonna lose.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gonna lose, but like, you know, and shout out to Zay, shout out to Rita Roses,
Yeah.
because I remember one time we had him on the pod and he said basically, people can tell me that this can't be done. I'm just not smart enough to believe him. And when I tell you that I've thought about that every day since he said that, every single day. Because my version of that is, and I tell Derek this all the time, it's not no, it's just not right now.
There we go.
It's
No.
not no. Like it's never permanent. Nothing out here is permanent. Everything is dynamic. Things are in flux. And by enriching ourselves in a community as such, banding ourselves together as a set
Yes.
of people, as a set of
Yes.
brethren and sistren out
Lifting
here,
and holding. Yeah.
breathe life into people, pour life into people, pull them up. And I like what, and Saul said it really dope too. I'm gonna grab this, run. Run. Like you go, we'll
It
deal
don't
with
matter,
this.
man.
I'll
We gotta
catch you later.
sacrifice and compromise, and again with each other for us to. That's why again I can't say it enough. This guy, every time I'm down, he's like, I'm doing this for us too. Like this is, I want you to see you win, and then it makes me
it.
feel. Trust me, we're in our own minds and our own worlds sometimes, and we're always being beat down by certain things. But it's like, it's cool to, like I said, surround yourself having a Zay. When I say no, it's like he gets off on that.
He do look actually real
Yeah,
crazy.
he's
When
like,
he be
that's
like,
what I'm talking about. But again, it's a mindset.
That was so
hold on,
good.
get
That was
it one more time. He'd be like,
He's
what?
like, that's what I'm talking about.
Shout out
He's
to
like,
Zay.
yeah, you
was
smell
a good
that? You
impersonation.
smell that?
You smell that?
Yeah, he is.
You get to
call
breathe
you
the
at
hard.
7, 8 in the morning.
Like,
Start doing
bro,
up
And
down.
sometimes me and Kels will be like, Zay, call
bro,
you.
I'll be on the phone for
Yeah,
about an
man.
hour. Like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I'm doing up downs right now.
He's that guy knocking on the door. But that's what you need, that guy,
You
man.
need that man in your
I
corner.
low key, I was questioning about Zay because Zay came out of nowhere, bro. I'm like,
Oh, so he came to me and then
yeah, I'm like, well, where the hell this dude Zay come from? I'm like, bro, because we already had a thing going on, and now this new dude that's not from Raleigh came out the blue, and I'm like, how the hell did you get in my room? How did you get in my circle? Like, I
No, man.
I was like, bro, who the heck are you? I literally went down his throat, bro. And you
Right.
asked Zay. I didn't like Zay when I first met him because I'm like,
Right.
who is this
Well,
dude?
the funny
But-
part So it was Zay again. When I saw the podcast, Breaking Bread podcast, that when him and Vicky were on, I was curious to see how his first interaction with me was, and it's funny because Nito, shout out again,
Shout out to
Moon
the
dancing,
bros.
Yeah.
Those-
I can put it like this: we're all under the startup of Nito, and
Yeah.
then we've all spread it, and everybody's created
Eric
their
and
own
Josh
thing.
Duncan, man.
That's probably the best way to put it. I mean,
Yeah.
even though Watson Ward was kind of under there, honestly, everybody's kind of started under the Nito umbrella.
Yeah,
we all
because
came
even
together to help
DJ and
Nito,
AJ came
and
through,
next
and then
thing
we
you know,
all
I
just
did
became
events, and
brothers.
the next thing you know, I owned the bar, and it's just everything.
We all
happened
called each
really
other, be like, "Yo, we
fast,
need help. We
really
need this."
fast.
I love that timeline. Run that timeline back for the people one more time.
So we all came together to help Nito because Nito wanted to get into bars and stuff, but because they were black, they couldn't get into it. So they had to use Saw to get into these.
They came in for 3 months just
white
chilling. I
bars.
didn't know who they really were.
Yeah.
And it was just Eric, and Eric would just come in. And again, I had Alan Thompson from the Zoo Crew again. I knew there's so many badasses that are in the triangle. But I'm booking just, blindly, just booking bands and finding out who's good or not. Next, Eric just shows up. He just shows up.
Mhm.
And for the next 2-3 months, he literally goes, I was wondering when I could get booked. And I'm like, trying to figure out how to book in advance. And I had more people like, you need to get Nito in. And I'll never forget when I first got Nito into Watts. Again,
Mhm.
Watts is in this city. I don't want to focus on one demographic. To me, when you focus on one demographic, you push another demographic away.
Mhm.
So bringing in Nito, I was always just making sure that the music and the genre and all that stuff, because I'm coming from my bosses down, and I get it. We want to make sure everybody feels comfortable in, the genres. And I remember Eric singing, I think it was a song from Twilight. He sang some a cappella stuff because the power cut. And I remember this aligned with me and Eric at that moment, which I didn't even know. I got my staff and we got that. And he started just singing a cappella. And in that moment, I was like, all these white people started going like this. And I was just like, oh, these guys get it.
Mhm.
Like, they understand to read a room. They understand where they're at. Like, because I never want to tell an artist to change who they are. I just want to work with people that understand, oh, okay, this is what's going on. Let's put on this cap. Let's try to figure out how to network. Let's do this. And those are the
Mhm.
adults and the maturity levels I'm looking for people. It's not about pushing you down or making you not be who you are. Just learning to adapt to environments. And I got the power back on. Eric goes, and next thing you know, Eric asked me, yo, we want you to be our manager. And I was like, what? I've never managed. And then that created Nito and Watts and, Little City. And it was just like a really cool year and a half of learning of merch and branding him. So,
and
anyways.
then building because I built multiple events around Nito when they first started. So having that ability to create my events around them and for it to go, it
Mhm.
kind of went under. But like I said before, it all started with Nito, and then from Nito, it started from like me and Saul doing events to Nito kind of being the band. And then once that kind of happened, then that's when we kind of sat back. Well, all right, well, they're kind of on the road now. What do we do? And then what I mean, and,
Right,
and then
right.
that's essentially what happened. Like, and it wasn't like I was thinking about it. It was just like you're just trying to catch up. Like,
Yeah, how do we
playing-
keep this momentum?
Yeah. And I mean, that's essentially what we did. And I mean, we just kept flourishing because like one thing I'm starting to notice, and I mean this by on my father's grave, anybody I touch blows. I don't care what nobody say. Whoever you are, and you were popping, you cannot deny that.
Can
If
you-
you've been around my presence, they blow. And I think I have some type of good luck charm, or I don't know what it is. My boy Marcus Short, he told me this years ago. He was like, bro, there's something about you that raises everybody up when they're around you. So I be very careful about who's around me because I know
Mhm.
that they're going to be able to utilize my power to get to the next step. And I know that about me. And like, people may not admit it, but I'm telling, if you've been in my presence, you're in a better position than you ever were before. And even if it's a couple of steps, and I'm cocky about that because I know it, I see it. Everybody,
Hey, listen,
everybody I seen, people that we don't rock with each other no more, I'm watching them blow, and it's crazy.
Exponentially.
Yeah, to a whole. And I think doing House of Art, I think that's what essentially is what I've created, is a platform where everybody can kind of start and then move on. And so and I know some people just hate that they feel like I'm pushing them out, but it's not even pushing them out. It's just like everybody's got to move on. And I used
It's like
to
a
feel
starter kit.
Yeah,
Now
it's
it's
a
time
starter
for you to
kit.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
and
that's
I
what
feel some type of
we're
way.
doing the same. I'm doing the same thing
Yeah.
to myself. Trying to move up to the next level. You got to kind of put yourself in vulnerable scenarios.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And then at
Sure.
first I kind of felt some type of way, but then when I sit back and look at everybody, like exes, everybody included, they're all in a better position. And I mean, like, what else can I ask for? So, you know what I'm saying? Because because if you with me, I'd rather for people to be like, oh, no, you used to be with Kel, man. They doing crazy good. Instead of somebody coming like, yeah, bro, it's not looking too good for them. I mean, like, I don't wish that on my worst enemies. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Exactly.
So, yeah, 'cause I'm be honest with you, I'm the manifest king, bro. I can manifest anything. I like literally. That's why I've given up and stopped stressing so much. 'Cause I'm like, man, I literally can manifest. Like, I ain't have a drop a dime in my name. I mean, well, I did. I ain't gonna lie. But I mean, for me to run and open a bar, that was manifestation. And he saw it tell you, like, I was in Atlanta when I came up with running the bar. And I never planned on it. It just, I literally was in Atlanta. I was so pissed off about how Raleigh, because I moved back to Raleigh from like DC and New York. And I was so pissed off that nothing changed. And I remember we was in Atlanta. We were having a good time. We didn't even do nothing.
No.
And I just remember I was like, man, why is my city like this? Like, I don't want to go back home. Like, I didn't even want to go back home. I was like, we in Atlanta. We just gonna stay here.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta. It's like, bro, like, why?
The amount of love, you know, shout out to Edgewood Heavy, Gio, Goldie, and all them. They opened the doors up to Atlanta for us. And next, you know, we're hanging out with all the, you know, just, it was really awesome. But we felt that love in Atlanta. And again, those guys, everyone called me king, you know, it's like a whole different language down there. And I come to Raleigh and it just helped us understand, like, our city deserves more.
Our city deserves more. And that's why you two gentlemen are key and instrumental, because, you know, for those who aren't from Central North Carolina, who have never been to this area, we're talking about two fly venues, live music, great times. If you are a fan, if you like, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit that bell. It's a bell. See me go to YouTube, hit that bell at the top. That's important. So what we trying to tell y'all is, y'all know that we love community. We love Nito. We shout out to those good brothers. Because Saul, I'm going to tell you this funny story. And then we're going to get to our first segment. So as you know, me and Eric and Josh, we grew up together. Like in the sandbox together. Used to pick them up, go to high school. We was in the marching band together. So I played trumpet too. You know what I mean? So I think about that B-flat scale all the time. And I think
I played trumpet. Damn, bro.
There we go. Boom.
Oh, I got mine.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's
my
weird.
apartment.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I just
Manifestation. You
I'm
see
in
what
a
I
room
mean?
full of band guys.
Yeah.
I was a football.
Yeah, he was the football man.
Well, I went to high school. I went to Southeast, so you know.
Oh, yeah,
band,
SCR.
You know how it is.
And it resonated so heavy with me when you was like, it wasn't fly till Drumline came out, but you still had to stay the course. And that's a parallel that I'm seeing in both you guys' stories, right? We're talking about leadership and ownership today on the Breaking Bread podcast. We're talking about the owner of the House of Art. We're talking about the hospitality manager of Watson Ward. Two fly spaces. We're not talking about little, you know, this and that. No, we're talking about truly engaging curated spaces with curated events. And so I'm gonna get to this story, then we'll get to the segment. So as you know, I grew up with them. I'm just hanging out at Watson Ward, minding my business, because they got an outdoor space, it's an indoor space, it's fly. I'm outside, I'm chilling, and I look up and I see this dude walking. And I was like, yo, that's Eric. I was like, Eric. He was way over there. I was over there by the bar outside. He was over there by where the stage is. He was like, yo, was that you? I was like, yeah, bro. We ran up on each other, big bro hug. It was like we was at a family reunion, right? And that was before Nito, right? So called up with him. It was good to see my brother, this and that, and the third. Didn't talk to him for a little bit. Fast forward, go back to Watson Ward, and I met you. You walked up to me, didn't know me from a can of paint, had a whole conversation. We chopped it up for like an hour. And this was years and years and years before today. That stuck with me. You met my homeboy Frankie. You know what I'm saying? We were all chopping it up, talking this and that and the third. You know, and then once I got word that Nito was forming a band, I was at every show I could make for two reasons. Number one, I'm funny about my people, right? We believe in community at the Breaking Bread podcast. When our guests come in here, the joke I always tell was, congratulations, y'all are stuck with us.
Right.
And we stuck with you. So, you know, we're glad to be a part of y'all community. And the second thing here is I was supporting them because they was the bros, had no idea what to expect. I went to that first show and they dropped that set. I went up to them. I said, when y'all, and they tired of me saying it, but I'm gonna keep saying it. When y'all at the Grammys accepting that award, I ain't got to be on the stage. Just put me in the trailer. I'll count the M&Ms, dog. But I am here to tell you right now, anybody who is listening to my voice, if you do not know about Nito, you better get to Apple Music right now. If you don't know about what's happening in Central North Carolina, I suggest you get on some Google Maps. RDU International got hella flights. Come down here, rock with us, rock with the House of Art, rock with Watson Ward, because these experiences are curated. This is not random. This is put together, manufactured, polished, right? The joke I told about the Nito show, all you hear is stilettos in there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody looking good, smelling good, having a great time. It's a vibe. It's like,
man.
it's so special to me because I've been a little bit of everywhere. I just got back from Jamaica. I ain't never seen nothing like what we have brewing because of good brothers like y'all selves. So I want to take that
Appreciate
moment
that.
to give y'all flowers
I appreciate
and what y'all
that.
doing out here for this community. And again, y'all stuck with us.
Yeah, man. And no,
I
trust me,
appreciate it.
whenever we act any way out of character at any time, we're big on making sure that we help each other get back to where we need to be because we represent each other. And that's why those days that are tough to get up, those days that I can't think of how I'm going to be able to accomplish what I need to accomplish, all I need is one call with Kels or Zay.
Put that battery in your back.
Mhm.
Boom.
And they look at me and they're like,
That's the same thing. I tell you,
Don't be
I
like
said
that.
it here before. I was like, man, I have a rough day and leave, man. I don't know what it is. This dude got a sixth sense to call at the right time. He'll be like, yo, brother, what's going on, man? How you doing? And he'll just be like, he'll say some shit. And by the time I'm ready to run through a wall, I'm ready to make 10 phone calls,
Yeah.
get this done by the man. It's like,
Bro,
damn.
because if you really think about it, and I promise we won't get to this segment, y'all. I know y'all waiting for that. I know y'all waiting for I cannot be convinced. We'll give it to you, but we having a moment right now. I just really believe, being from where I'm from, we're from small towns in Eastern North Carolina. When I tell you that brothers made it, you know what I mean? Through the fire, I know what hopeless looks like. I've seen it. I know what it feels like to be in that dark room. I've seen it. But I'm standing here with a group of great individuals. The network is growing. My man's right here has a phrase that I take with me every day too. Favor ain't fair. It ain't. It ain't. That's just what it is. At the end of the day, if you find who you are, you walk in your purpose, your community, your tribe will find you. Water finds its level. And I think that, even doing the Breaking Bread podcast, it's been a godsend for me when Derek brought this idea to me. I was like, run it. You know what I'm saying? And boom, 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 here we are, helping people find these great experiences, meet these great people. And the biggest thing here is it's a kid out there right now. It's somebody in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade right now. And I'm talking to you. If you are in that space right now where you feel like it's too big, it's too hard, it's too tough, I want you to get on that Instagram DM and somebody, your friend, your neighbor, whoever you got. If you ain't got none of them, then DM the Breaking Bread podcast. We will talk to you. We will find somebody to get you through where you need to be, whether it's business advice. Hey, I want to learn how to run a bar. How do I do that? Oh, cool. Let me put you on with House of Art. He'll tell you all about it. Oh, I'm really interested in the hospitality industry. Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna put you on with Saul Watson Ward. Let me show you. Come on, let's go out here and let's shake their hands. Let's break bread. Let's show you what's possible because you can do it. And don't let them people tell you can't. All right, I promised y'all the segment. Here we go. So for our first segment, we call this, y'all, I Cannot Be Convinced. We're gonna have some fun with this one. So basically, gentlemen, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around the table and we're gonna say, look, you're gonna figure out what heel that you want, and I'm gonna start. I got a real vanilla one today. I cannot be convinced that sometimes, damn it, you just gotta hire a professional.
What you mean?
gotta
You
do
just
what
gotta
now?
hire a professional, dog. Like, listen, so I got these giant water bottles that I keep in my house and I freeze them because I'm a water fanatic. Now, I throw them around. So, I be talking on the phone, walking around the house, I just like throw them around. But I'm also big. So like I threw it and I missed it and it hit the wall and made this giant indent in the drywall, right? So you know what I'm saying? I'm a married man and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I go to the Home Depot, the Lowe's, I can patch this up. That hole was about this big. I stood over that hole. I pulled out that phone. I looked at the hole. I said, nah, brother, I'm about to get the drywall professionals to come out and handle this. Sometimes it's above your pay grade,
Oh, for
dog.
sure.
That is not my expertise. So listen, don't be afraid to hire a professional. You know what I mean? Let the pros handle it sometimes. Because if your job is to go out here and focus and get a couple dollars, A, you stimulating the economy. B, the work's gonna be done right. Because you trust me, you don't want me in there with that 80 grade sandpaper, dog.
Listen.
That's problematic.
That's like an old way of saying it. Like you either do it yourself or you pay for it. There's only two options.
There's only two options.
And trust me, it's like that's why, coming from a small town, having a father from another country, having those relationships and connections take it. You have a hookup. Again, my dad's like, if you don't know how to do something, you better know somebody that does.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I got a tech guy, I got a mechanic, I got everybody. We know everybody for everything. And again, in my mind, giving them that money is helping them keep going. And us having Watts and House of Art, I don't know how many people proposed at my place, how many situations and things I've been, birthday parties, the receptions to whatever, I've been able to be a part, album release parties. I'm not saying it's always happened the same way, but to have that, yo, can you help me with this? I need something, something on my wall that you hung up or whatever done, they're like, yo, come into Watts, I got you, bro. You know, it's like we're always just helping each other figure
Community.
out. Yeah.
I mean, y'all take it away. When I hire a professional, I hire them and I'm on their back trying to figure out how they do it. I'm about, I'm frugal. If it's,
You got this one, but I ain't coming no more.
No, I get it. No, that's how my dad is too, though.
I'm telling you, if it
He's like,
costs,
you
I
need
must
to
have
do
got
it
lost.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Please run that back if it do what now?
If it costs, I must have got lost. And if it's free, it's for me. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, that's my quote. That I'm sticking to it. So I'm gonna pay that first time. I'm gonna pay that first time. But when I see the plumber, I'm right behind him.
That's
And
hilarious.
so know, like I can fix a toilet. Like bro, like I've been through some shit.
Right? Yeah, be saying no. I'm like, so you sure about that?
Oh yeah, bro. Oh,
Be
yeah.
handing them the tools. Oh,
Oh,
here
yeah.
you go. You gonna need that.
Oh, yeah.
This
No,
one right
when
here.
you run that business, as soon as they come to your, as soon as they know it's a business, they're like, "Oh, that's 1,000." So I'm like, "All right, bet." So I started peeping. I'm like, "All right, so how do they do the plugs in here?" All right, bet I know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep,
so
yep.
that's what I'm doing now. Like,
Yep,
yeah.
yep.
So when things go out, the door's broken. My employees like, we had an issue with the sink. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to call a plumber." I went over there.
We gonna bust this right.
It
We
worked.
good.
It worked. They're like, dang. But that's how I think though, because
Yeah.
I'm like I don't know. I'm just jack of all trades, so I utilize that to my fullest because I don't think I would be able to run the House of Art if I wasn't a jack of all trades. So a lot of things that people would have to pay for, I did it myself.
Exactly.
So 10, 20 grand, I'm like, bump that. I'd rather pay myself that.
I know that's
yeah,
right.
and then just keep it in the business. So I've learned how to do that. The only thing I know that I physically can't do is the electricity and the AC unit. And and
The
that's
stuff
the
that'll kill you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Ain't nobody ever died getting a little water on them, but you get on the bottom and play with the electricity now.
Yeah, electricity.
Exactly.
All that stuff came out right there, boy.
Are you gonna feel static shock or you gonna die? Which one?
But hey, that plumbing, that plumbing, everything. I'm telling you, I will be out there,
Right.
outside with my equipment trying to fix it. Like,
Yeah.
Kel said they'll call the city of Raleigh. Hey, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's exactly what
Hey,
I
go
did.
ahead, roll a truck, bro. I got this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I already did half the work. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man.
No,
So,
man,
that's
it's
funny.
true. There's different. Again, it just shows the difference because what he does and how I do things, I feel like it just matches because we have different strategies at times, and we butted heads on certain things. But the coolest part about it is how you have those uncomfortable conversations.
Gotta have
only
them.
grow stronger bonds.
That's
And
a right
afterwards,
fact.
we always end it with, I love you, man, and this ain't.
That's
That's the whole point is because friendship ends where money begins, right? So we already know that going up this ladder, those are the things that we're going to be having crossroads. But with Zay, me and him, and the way we talk to each other, it's so positive. Like we're all like, it's like Tom Brady or Tim Duncan or, yo, I'll take less money, bro. Like I just
Yeah.
want to make sure the people that are helping us get theirs.
Mm.
We want to make sure that we take care of the artists. We will fix those little things. Like
Yep.
again, we've had those experiences being in the bar industry, fixing things. I'm in a 3-piece suit on New Year's Eve cleaning, the toilets because I don't want, if my guys are working, I want them to keep making their money.
That's it.
I'm here to, being a bartender, I was like a pretty girl. I just got to stay behind that bar and smile and make tips. The moment you become a manager, I'm plunging toilets,
Leadership.
I'm cleaning up stuff. But it also made me realize, I love, I was talking about watching The Last Dance with Jordan, just like anything, the greats. I'm not going to tell you something I wouldn't do myself.
Bingo.
Yeah, pay the
I
boss to be the
refuse
boss.
to do that shit. So if you think
Right.
I will in a suit pick up stuff and dirty stuff, and I don't care because it needs to be done, and we need to keep this business rolling.
It's about the people. We ain't studying this suit. It's a lady that's gonna clean this suit when I get off work for $15. I ain't studying nothing about this suit.
Yeah.
It's
And
stuff.
half the time they're hitting on you while you're cleaning the bathroom. They're like, oh, there's a man in here. I'm like, get back. I'm cleaning up.
Give
You
me
guys
2
don't even flush the
minutes.
toilet.
Give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. I'm doing stuff in here.
It's just funny. It's just
Man,
knowing
that's awesome.
playing the game and knowing where you're going. And again, Zay's another guy that always jokes around and always tries to get me to be more aggressive because I really know the hospitality wise where I feel everyone's pain. Like I feel how people think and see things, and I try to endure it so they can release and have fun. The issue that I've been having now is self-love, and those types of things, which is I know is a whole nother topic, but that's why we're grinding with each other and also pushing each other to make sure we take care of ourselves, which is important.
Yeah, because sometimes the vision gets kind of thrown off, especially with me because I get very frustrated. A lot of people like when it comes to House of Art and artists and different people that work for me, sometimes they think I'm unfair. They think that that I might be two-faced or just different things. But like one thing that people don't know, it's really hard for me to have what is it? Face-to-face
Confrontations.
confrontations with certain people because I want the best for everybody. But then when I know when I gotta give you the bad news, bro, it's like it's a life lesson I'm learning. Because it's so hard for me to step up and give somebody the bad news. Like I'm talking about, it's probably the hardest thing because I'm such a people pleaser. And one thing about running the business is like there are no friends in business, and it just kind of sucks. And I think that's why like it's good to have like Saul and Zay and different things just to remind me, hey, bro, there's no friends in business. Because what people don't realize, the House of Art was never meant for me to make profit. It was meant for me to change the culture of Raleigh. And so people forget that because sometimes when people are frustrated with me and stuff like that, I'm like, man, I can go back to like I was working for Bowen. I was making more money than what I'm making now. I mean, even though the money's coming in, but people don't realize like I gotta save that money for the staff.
You
for
got
things to
operational
break.
costs.
Yeah, for artists, because the artists might want a little bit more money. I gotta make sure they're taken care of. Taxes. I'm just like, bro, like people don't know, like I'm out here.
Yeah, it's
Taxes.
more
Oh, them taxes.
They come knocking at the door.
Yeah.
Even harder.
Oh, Raleigh know who the hell I am now. Oh yeah, we know Mr. Right. Yeah, they
Yeah.
love me. They love me. Like So
Come on right through. Come on right
Yeah,
through.
exactly.
You let him in the front.
Oh, you want this slow?
He got that bag with him. He got that backpack with him. He got the black one. Yeah. Put him in the front. Put him in the front. I know that's right.
Yeah,
Because,
so,
bro,
like, yeah.
I went to the accountants when we did the taxes. I got on the phone with that woman. I called Derek. I said, brother, what?
Yeah.
Right. We was looking at each other crazy. Shout out.
How did y'all fix that though?
So we use Smith & Smith CPAs. So we ended up, free tax game. We ended up doing a K1 pass-through. So with our LLC, we both did 2 K1 pass-throughs. So I passed through half, he passed through half. And then we just filed on our personals. But the number for them to form the K1 was insane. So they was like, yeah, you want a K1? It's gonna cost you X amount of dollars. I was like, how much? To slide a pen across a piece of paper. But that's how I go. Like a lot of this stuff is gatekeeping for our future entrepreneurs out here. You know, there's a lot of fun in running businesses, right? Like, could you imagine running a House of Art? You walk in, there's clouds all on the walls and roses and stuff. I mean,
Got a
it's
comedy
crazy.
show and music show. all
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean,
same
it's
night.
fly. You got live music. You walk in the House of Art, dope speakeasy spot on the inside, great bars, fantastic drinks, outdoor space. Yeah, that's fun. You know what's not fun? When you wake up Tuesday morning, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, you got 55 emails from all these people wanting this stuff. You know that you got to be downtown by so-and-so because you got to renew license X. You got to pay employee Y. You got to do da-da-da-da-da-da.
People
Like,
calling out, I don't feel good.
I don't feel like it. I don't
I'm
want to. I'm
sick, My
upset.
car.
The
I
people
went
that you
out, I
depend
got
on and
drunk.
trust. And it's up to you. And that's why we celebrate entrepreneurs here because we get it. We understand. And me and Derek, we work in corporate America, right?
Yeah.
So we work in corporate America by day. We do this by night. We trying to get paid for talking. Sponsorship opportunities are available. Email bbreadpodcast@gmail.com. We are selling spots, ads right here on the Break Bread Podcast.
Right here.
But right here, right now today. Holla at us. Or you can DM us. Anyway, back to that. So yeah, man, we back here with the House of Art, Watson Ward. Give me the socials. Tell the people where they can find you.
House of Art NC, Instagram, Thread. If y'all using Thread, which I mean that's just so new. I ain't even using
Yeah,
that.
I'm too old,
Yeah.
man.
It's so
I'm too
man.
old. I remember when I set up my MySpace page, and that was awesome. With the
Yeah.
music and everything. Now I don't even.
It's
I
too
haven't
many
messed with
socials,
Twitter.
man. Like I think
I haven't
people,
done TikTok.
Yeah.
I think people just hop on socials now just because like they're like just in case it get hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like let me just get on it, like Threads or you remember when during COVID Clubhouse
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
popping. It's like it's just too many socials. I don't need several. I understand if you're a business, you got to
Yeah.
put yourself on everything to grab as many.
Even that is
Yeah.
a whole. That's a
Exhausting.
job.
That's a-
man.
oh, a
it's
whole
like
job.
posting. I got about 5 Instagram accounts that I have control of, and it's like I try to go through the algorithms, age ranges, Facebook, because there's still people rocking on
Yeah.
Facebook that are at 35 and up.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say Instagram, they look. I'm 37, and I don't have children or anything, which I think is what's helped me. And being around the music and in the industry has helped me stay young in a lot of ways. But when I talk to them and they're families, working, houses, like they're doing a lot of big stuff, but they're like, "Yo, Facebook, bro." I'm like, "What?" And they don't even know how to work Instagram. And so again, but how do I get, my goal is as a promoter / agent / hospitality manager, I have to know every angle, and working with some of the dudes that I've worked with is just constant learning. That being said, my personal Saul Good 04, SAULGOOD. It ain't easy. It ain't easy being
I'll wait for
cheesy.
you to shout your Instagram.
Yeah.
Tell my Instagram.
Yeah. So it's all good. My
Yes, all
business,
good.
my LLC is Saul Good Management. And again, I asked all my boys about what to name my stuff. And, the cool part is when you have some type of a brand or market, you need to lean into that type of stuff too. And
Yes.
I feel insecure about a lot of stuff, using your name and again, I try to stay as humble as possible in those moments. So having friends and people being like, man, flex, motherfucker. It's like,
Yeah.
talk, just get out in the light. And
I think that's a perfect transition.
yeah.
I think it is. I think it is.
We have to get in the light. Go ahead.
Oh, no. You was about to go. You was about to give us a bar. I want that bar. We have to get in the light.
No.
I wanted that bar. I thought it was coming.
No. All I was gonna say is, yo, he go by Saul Good Management. Yo, I think it should be called Parada. Yo, his last name is sick, bro. I don't understand.
Bro, I can see the merch
Bro,
right now.
Yo, Parada, yo, he's like, bro, tell him your Spanish.
Parada International.
See, I-
Yes,
It-
the Salvadorian right over here. Like, bro, you that Parada.
Yeah.
And
No.
his real name is
This-
Saul.
It's Saul Parada.
Yo, bro, it's
Yeah.
like, yo, why
But
you got
again,
you
I don't
loving
speak
that?
Spanish properly, and I've had my trust me, man. Growing up in a white community, and again, I love from Brookings, Oregon, man, a little town that I'm very blessed to learn all the things I learned. My father tried, man. There are videos of me just, sticking my tongue out because again, I'm going to a school where I'm getting made fun of because the teacher can't pronounce my name.
Right.
And at that point, it was a young kid of if you can't beat him, join him.
Right.
Exactly.
It's Anthony. My middle name is Anthony. Don't call me. I didn't even want my name being Saul. Like I didn't want none of that. Is when I got out here, when I started meeting, the black community, the Latino community, even the Irish folk. They're like, your name
That's
is
fly.
Saul. Like one of those mentalities.
Bro, that's
I
what I
was
be
like,
thinking. I'm like, bro.
Right.
so
Speak your culture, bro. I know
this-
it was just something to
Saul
push.
Parada. Like,
Right.
bro,
Bro, everybody gonna listen to Saul Parada, dog. From Parada International,
sound like a-
doing
sound
business
like an
as
artist.
Saul Good
I
Entertainment.
felt like I should have been a
Tag name
baseball
might be
player
Lotto, you know
or
what
a
I'm saying?
soccer player.
Hey, listen, you ain't got to be a baseball player or a soccer player because we still hanging banners, dog.
That's right,
And
that's
that
right.
brings us to our last segment, the Moneymaker people.
Oh, yeah.
BPE, Big Positive Energy. So I'm gonna explain to y'all good brothers how this works.
Okay.
So the Breaking Bread podcast is now being piloted by y'all. Derek and I are gonna be the biggest cheerleaders that you've ever seen in your life. You're gonna take this opportunity to talk about what you're proud of, what you love about running House of Art, what you love about running Watson Ward, the things that you keep quietly in your chest that you think to yourself like, yeah, I really did that, or the things that you don't often reflect on enough. This is your opportunity to think about it and be like, yeah, I did that. And Derek and I, we gonna pass the keys to the kingdom to y'all. So good people, we out here with Saul. We out here with Kels. Listen, man, House of Art NC, go follow right now. Them dishes can wait. I said this last episode. I know you're washing the dishes right now. It feels important. But the 4 plates been there since Monday. Just go ahead and put them down. Pick up the phone. Follow House of Art NC. Follow Saul Watson Ward. It's up. BPE, Big Positive Energy on the Breaking Bread podcast. Good people. Let's get it. What y'all got for us?
All right, so I'm gonna start. So you gotta let me talk about House of Art right quick. But
Go off.
But no, one thing I'm proud of. One thing I'm proud about because I'm trying to remember everything. I'm proud of one. I'm 100% black owner in downtown Raleigh. I have no investors. I have nobody telling me what to do. It's my rules. It's my game, and that is like something I'm so proud about because 2 years from it might be 3, but like 3 years from here, I mean 3 years ago, I would have never saw this happening. I never had a plan to open up a bar, or I could really call it a social museum. I never thought that I would be one of the first black owners in Raleigh. Like everybody has a black owner, but then when I dig real deep into it, I'm like, oh, they got that investor.
They got some back.
No, it's all good, but
It is.
like I literally used my hard-earned cash to start this business, and so I'm really proud of that. I'm proud that I've seen since I've opened, I've seen business open and close, open and close, open and close. I start off with I call it St. Nick's. That is my gem of my business. And I'm about to go in the third year this November, and of owning my own spot. So I think that is like huge, and sometimes I forget about it because I'm so into the everyday process. Just being able to have artists have a platform. I feel good about man, I'm trying to figure out anything else, but just I'm really trying to figure out more what I'm trying to say, because there's so much I do, and the people are gonna laugh at me like, bro, you forgetting so much more. But just having that team around me, and man, to be straight up, I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Yeah.
I'm a manifest king, bro, and I manifest everything. People might think I'm crazy, insane, but at this point, yo, I embrace it, because as soon as I started embracing myself, everything started to make sense.
Right.
And I'm talking about dollar bills, everything. House of Art is a manifestation of my brain, of my mind, and it happened. I didn't have no money, no cash, no nothing, and it came. And the only thing I had was this money I've been saving up, but everything happened. Like, I cannot explain to you how it happened. If you know my story, if you know who I am, and you still don't believe in God, there's no way that you cannot believe in God, no way. Like, I don't. If you call it the universe, let it be, because there's too many religions, but it's always the same story. Like, if you look at me and tell me you don't believe in God, and I want you to lie in my face, because like you talking about being the dirt, I've seen the dirt. I'm from New Bern, North Carolina, bro. I lived in the trailer parks. Like people don't realize it. Like, I had no father after 7. Like people, the hardest thing on earth is teaching yourself how to be a man, and I'm still teaching myself. People don't realize how hard it is for a man to teach himself how to be a man, and it's hard as crap, especially being raised by 3-4 different women. And I just wanted to say, like, if you really believe in it, if you're scared of it, walk towards it, because it's what is gonna create who you are. Doing House of Art, I've lost friends, family, I've lost my health. But the key is just trying to create something that's gonna leave a mark when I'm gone. I know that I'm always not gonna be here. I know this is the highlight of my life, and I know I'm never gonna stay on the top. And I know somebody's gonna come after me, and I'm proud of whoever that person is, because my whole goal is to make Raleigh the city of art, and that's it, man. And I create so many different types of businesses. I'm just gonna say this on the podcast now. Like, I have so many great ideas, man, and I need a team around me. I need a team around me, yo. So if y'all listen to me, contact me. I have so many great ideas, but I need a team around me, because I cannot do it by myself. And I feel like that's what I'm trying to do now. To like my vegan food truck, I still own a food truck. I'm a black watchmaker, and we ain't talking about plastic watches. We're talking about the real deal, Holyfield.
Tough too.
Yeah, and
where can we purchase one of these watches?
Privacywatch.shop. That's where you purchase it. If you want to join my team and you have ideas on how to make this thing launch, come holler at me. They're everywhere in Raleigh, and I'm not promoting it at all. Like, I'm not putting no ads on it.
Because I've seen them before. I've seen them before.
Yeah.
And that's fly, bro.
But I'm so busy that, like, now I'm like, man, I really want to create like a board or a team around me to create all my businesses, because I have everything in line. Yeah. And that's one thing I'm just going to put on the podcast to break. Another little secret is that I've been talking to Tone Terrell. He is the first person to bring in the 3D Homes printer. So he actually one of the first contractors to bring in 3D Homes. I don't know if you know him.
Oh yeah.
And so a lot of people don't know is that me and him are trying to partner up and get some stuff done. But I'm gonna put on a podcast that House of Art will be franchised. And so
breaking news.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on, bro. We can't speed past that. Breaking news right here. Listen, we told you. Breaking news right here on the Breaking Bread podcast. One more time.
House of Art will be franchised. Yeah, and
major, bro.
And
Congratulations, man.
And Tone Terrell is he's a contractor. He talks big. First, I wasn't thinking he was real, but I did my research. He is the real deal. And because he has these 3D printer machines, he's able to duplicate my home and create in other cities. The catch is that we own the property. So that's the catch. So now we're in it to try to figure out how to buy more property and figure out what cities. But Zay, yes, there will be a House of Art Miami. He will not let it go.
Bro, can we
he
we
will
all,
not let it go.
Can we all get the VIP ribbon cutting ceremony at the House of Art in Miami?
Oh, yeah.
Can you please?
Oh,
Please.
oh,
Like I
we
said,
would-
never been to
I'll be on the
Florida.
plane. I'll be on the plane like this.
I'm only going to Florida until that happens. That's how I feel.
Miami ain't Florida. You know what I'm saying? Miami
yeah.
ain't Florida.
Yo,
Yeah.
but Zay has been manifesting the franchise House of Art, and I've given up, and I literally just threw it away. And he was manifesting for the last month and a half, and I'm like, bro, like House of Art Miami, where the heck would I start? And Zay was like, yo, bro, you don't understand. I got money set aside. I've been saving, so when you franchise, I can be part of it.
Look at God.
And within like a month, Tone ran into my mom. If you don't know my mom, yo, her name's Charlene Marshall. She the GOAT. But she ran into this guy named Tone, spoke to him. Tone found me and was like, yo, like it just started, all he did was laugh and cry and was like, yo, I could franchise this. This is so easy. He was like, yo, you've created everything, to the atmosphere, to the people, to your employees.
Bro, because
your
it's a
team.
vibe.
Like
It's a
me and
vibe.
me and my team, we don't always get along, but like it's like we get. I don't want to say we always get along. We bump heads, but it's almost like we're the Warriors. Like ain't nobody going nowhere.
Right.
We still,
Yeah.
and we still hanging banners.
Like it don't be
We
the
gonna
best
yell,
of
we
times,
gonna
but
bump.
like
Yeah.
nobody's going nowhere. It's
Right.
like even when my employees get another job, they're like, "Hey, I'm still working here, right?" Like I had an employee go to Thailand. He's been in Thailand for like 3 months. He's like, "Hey, Kel, I'm gonna be back." He was in the military. He retired, and he was like, "Yo, I just need to go." And so he's like, I got enough money saved. I'm gonna leave for about 8 to 9 months. And before he left, we threw a big party. And he was like, "Hey, I got my job back when I get back, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, John, you good, bro? You good? Go
Man,
to
that's
Thailand,
fly, bro.
Bring me
Yeah.
something back." But yeah, I just want to bring that out. Is that like, I'm definitely looking for a team with House of Art. I definitely need more people, and I definitely need more support. I am getting burnt out. I think that's where the blessing of Zay's coming in, because me and Saul, we're definitely burnt out, and he gives us that old energy I used to have.
Yeah.
Who Zay is now is who I used to be. And I've lost that because I've seen so much behind the business that like it's kind of numb me. Like I've seen so much, bro. Like I've gone through it. Like to lawsuits, to people trying to take over the house, to just like I've been
Politics,
through it.
man.
Politics. I've like I've seen it. And I've even seen the devil. And so like we won't ever speak about it, but Saul knows what I'm talking about. I've seen the actual devil come after me, but I knew if he was coming after me, I knew we had something special. And then that's how I just kept thinking. I'm like, bro, like,
That's
if
how-
he's coming, if I literally had
He's
I
pissed.
literally had there was someone that they were a millionaire and they were pissed at me. And I'm like, and I told Saul, I was like, bro, if I got this millionaire pissed at me, bro, where the fuck we about to go? Then I tell you that, I was like, bro, but I got this motherfucker coming after my neck.
Like
and
saying
I mean,
things,
got
man.
2-3 beach houses, everything. And I'm like, they're coming after my neck.
That means you got some.
I got something.
That means you got
I said,
some.
I think we're gonna go somewhere. And
That means you got
It's
some.
hard to rattle their cages sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hard. I forgot where I heard this from, but they said the devil don't never try to stop you from going the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
right.
When you're doing the fuck shit, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Go ahead, do that. That's what you really want. If you're
Exactly.
going the way that, on your path, like you said, truly aligning yourself with your spirit and going on that path is when you get all that resistance.
Yeah.
So that's how you know.
And
you're
a lot
going
of
the right
this
way.
is just a spiritual battle. Like a lot of people are taking it personal, but like when I got into it with a certain person, like it was I was talking to somebody totally different. And I was like, yo, like I'm in a spiritual battle with them. I'm very spiritual, and it's crazy that like I'm literally dealing with a demon, and my people that's holding me back. I don't know if you call it angels, or whatever. It's trying to fight it off, but like. I knew right then and there, I was like, yo, I'm fighting demons. And man, people, man, they don't want me to get deep on it, bro. But like, it's
Yes,
so-
we do.
It's so wild just how to see the world, how people treat each other.
Yeah.
And the one thing I'm always gonna say is like, some people in my community hate the fact that I haven't made this spot a black spot. And like, I mean, they're really disappointed in me. Like, I haven't just made it a black spot. And I'm telling you right now, if I made it a black club, I made it a black spot, it will make so much profit. And I know that, but I really just need everybody to come together, because when we die, man, people are gonna just feel dumb that we blocked so many blessings because of the color of our skin and the people we hung
Yeah,
around with.
100% agree.
And I only know this because I've been in a situation where I knew I was supposed to die. like I knew I was supposed to die, and it was it was a really bad car accident I was in like almost 10 years ago, and just off of that, just knowing like what the real purpose is, I really believe that's why like the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, put me and Saul together because we're two human beings that really know that we're all meant to be with each other.
It's
It's
all a part of the divine design, and like Derek and I, we're believers. We embrace everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, whatever you want to call it, God, the universe, karma, blah, 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 whatever name you put on it, right? I mean,
Leo,
listen,
Taurus, Cancer.
Yeah, whatever you want to say. We team Jesus over here, but however y'all want to play it, that's cool.
Yeah.
But man, I agree with you 100%. When things are supposed to happen and you're walking in your light and your purpose, and that's something I take from my good brother right here. Like when we have these conversations, we'll come do the pod, we'll go back to my house and we'll sit down and we'll have a conversation because this podcast was born from a genuine friendship.
It really was.
And it was born randomly. like y'all, I'll tell you that story off camera. But in the end, man, I agree with what you said, and I love how you shared that because somebody needed to hear it.
Yeah, I mean,
Somebody out there needed to hear it,
I
and
mean,
they gonna hear it because of you, and we appreciate that, man.
I really do. Like I really I hate to see so many people lost and confused. And like one thing about me is like I never had a direction. My mom, and that's something that my mom taught me, is that like I've never really had like a real direction when it came to certain things. And she literally tells her friends like, I don't know what happened, and it's nothing that I did, man. It's like the person who I was supposed to be took over, and I was, and then like and those people that dealt with me when I was trying, yo, I just wanted to say I apologize because I didn't know what I was doing, and you had to be in there with me fighting and swinging the sword, not knowing that your captain didn't know what he was doing, and I apologize to people like that, but like. It's a lot of those people. There's a lot of people that helped me out that I didn't know what I was doing, but it was there. And it's just like you just got to keep trying, and you're not gonna have direction. But if you just manifest it and you really let go of everything around you, let go of all the distractions, it happens. It works. And you got to put in that 3 years. It's like the magic mark is that 3 year mark. It's like you got to work hard knowing that nothing's gonna happen within the next 3 years.
That's it.
And
it's great advice.
Yeah, and I really believe that that's something that. Is that people just need to know more. This is a spiritual fight. Like this life is a game, and I know it. And like even when I feel like I'm gonna run out of money, I don't. And so I just know this life is a game, and I just want more people to really think of that and know that like a lot of that stuff you're thinking about when you turn 60, you don't realize nobody was talking about you. Like you just really have to. This is a spiritual game, and I don't know how to tell people without them looking at me crazy, man. But if you see me, you know it. But you gotta. Oh man, yo,
I feel you, Kel. No,
Yeah,
Hey, like,
bro, you don't
Kel's
understand.
preaching, dog.
I feel you.
I want to scream in the mic because I just want people to know, like, bro, this is so
This is
spiritual.
free. Like,
Yes.
This is so spiritual. Y'all don't even realize, like,
Sad story.
this is just a blimp. And once everybody realize it, like, we have so much power and we have so much
That
control. And a book everybody needs to read is I get it to y'all, but it's The Secret of Manifestation, and I'll give you the actual name because I actually forgot. It's by Joseph Horton, I believe. But it's basically just you being able to manifest things and understand that it always works. And I mean, I just want more people just kind of feel that and hear about it.
You can do it.
Yeah, I had to tell my crazy part at the end of the podcast because I just want everybody to know.
You feel me?
I didn't want to bring up Joe Rogan or nothing, but yo, this is a game, man. This is life is a game, and all you got to do is beat the level. And when everything starts feeling too easy, that's because you're stuck on one level, and you got to roll the dice to go to level number 28.
Exactly. You playing level 1, you used to beating it. You're just there. It's just comfortable. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like you said, dog. You have to elevate and maintain even when you going through the rough patches.
Man, that's beautiful,
I
man.
feel
Beautiful.
I was ready to scream with you.
I know that's right. Well, we're about to start shouting in here, bro. Listen, we're about to go all the way to
You gotta
church.
break through that wall for that freedom, man. That freedom, like it's the pressure, the societal pressures that people feel, and the imaginary. It was funny. I was watching a show with my son. It was some type of Hansel and Gretel show, and Gretel was sneaking through the devil's through hell to steal the devil's glasses. And while walking through, they see all the demons like torture. It was animated. It was like, so it wasn't like dark, but it was like you see these cartoonish devils and these humans being tortured, and he's sneaking past. And then when he grabs the devil's glasses, he put them on. He's walking back the same way. He see the demons just sitting there flipping a paper, like they chilling. The people are just they all feeling torture. It's all in their mind. The demon ain't even doing nothing. You see what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
breaking the wall, like the things that you think are really a heavy burden and worried, is all in your mind, and you allowing it to control your mind instead of like, hey, stay present, handle what you need to handle. That's gonna be there regardless, and it's gonna work out the way it's supposed to work out. And you have to believe that every day.
That's it.
Yeah, you do. And that's why when Saul brought up the fact that when he told me, he's like, man, I'll never be a millionaire. That's why I couldn't sleep, because I'm like, bro, I see a millionaire.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
looking at
like
it.
I'm looking
I'm
at it.
looking
Like-
at it.
Like you can't tell me that. And then
like just like I'm looking
Yeah.
at this tree right there.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at it.
yeah, and I tell people all the time, like when we were all in high school and PJ Tucker lived here, like, bro, we used to party with PJ Tucker and everything. And I'm like, everybody knew he was gonna make it. Even when he didn't make it at first and he got sent overseas,
Yep.
we all knew he still was gonna make it.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, bro, like when you got that many people that believe in you, it's
Right.
gonna happen.
Right. It's
gonna
like,
happen.
Like,
Gonna
it's
happen.
like people think I'm crazy. Like we was in the high school, everybody was good at sports, but we just all knew, like, yo, PJ gonna make it, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
PJ,
Championship rings later. Here we go.
Yeah, and then when he left, everybody was like, "Oh man, he ain't make it." And then he's back in the NBA, and he's making ring after ring, and I'm like, "Yo, PJ, he rich." Like,
We used to say Rand Bentley on 440, right? You know what I'm saying?
Before it's play, like we all knew he could lose it, but now like, he in it. Like,
he in there.
yeah.
PJ, come rock with the Breaking Bread podcast. Bring your championship rings. We got food. Bring your championship rings. Well, you know what I'm saying? We'll put it on display. PJ, come rock with us, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. So one more time, let me get y'all socials. Then we're going to BPE over to the big homie Saul.
House of Art NC. It's my Instagram. I do everything on Instagram. Privacy Watch. That's the Instagram. Go check out my designer watch. I took about 3 years to design that one. I love it. And then Kales, KHAILS. That's my personal. Don't stalk me. I know, you know. I'm a little shy up there, so you know what I mean. So you know, but holla at me if you follow me. I'm gonna follow back. It's
There
all
it
love.
is.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is, man. So listen, BPE, listen, y'all kicking it with the Breaking Bread podcast. Listen, man, again, we sitting here with Saul, we sitting here with Kels, powerhouses in the industry. Again, if you haven't been to the House of Art, if you haven't been to Watson Ward, make some plans to do so. And here's my impassioned plea before we get to this last part, and here's why. We talked about the events being curated. We know that. But what I'm saying is, like, I remember looking at the House of Art's Instagram, right? The decor is insane. I mean, bro, you walk in, it's truly like you named
It's
it
a whole
a
vibe.
Fantasy
social museum.
Yeah,
it's
Like
a
you
fantasy
walk in
land.
there, it's clouds and like tangible like stuff you can touch. It's roses coming from the ceiling. It's fly in there. It's unlike any bar you've ever been to. And Watson Ward has that same authentic, just it's different. You walk, first of all, you walk down. This not even like this giant sign that says Watson Ward, blah, blah, blah. Bro, it's like this one little placard on the wall, about this big. Watson Ward. It's a dude sitting out there in all black, and there's some steps going down in the basement. That's all you see. You would walk right past it if you didn't know you was looking at it. Walk right past it. Dude, it's like $1 or something to get in. You pay the man $1, $5, whatever. You go down into this basement. You make that left turn, and you're like, oh my God, this looks like a 1970s, 1960s.
Subway tiles.
Subway tiles all over
Gucci
the
wallpaper.
place. Cognac couches.
Shout out to So Patrick Shanahan is the part owner of Watson Ward, and he went to Cardinal Gibbons. Again, me and him been around each other 6 years. Another thing, being with an owner and me being the manager at similar ages, we've gone through our rough patches. But honestly, seeing his vision and seeing a director, you know, a designer, I piggybacked off that. I got on the Pinterest, you know, being in that space for 6 years. Like I always used to joke around like no homo, and then now it's like you don't even have to say that anymore. It's
Right,
like, if you're
exactly.
gonna question me, that's on you. I just look at it like, you know, decorating, you know, functionality, how people walk in a room, the lights to the dimness. And again, we're not reinventing the wheel. That's the one thing that, you know, we always try to simplify things. Less is more. And we need to quit thinking, you know, and our budgets and dreams have to match, right? Being realistic and logic. And I think that's where we all come in with these ideas. And sometimes we need some of the people around us, like the girls that are you know, that are around us to kind of give us back to reality. But knowing our numbers, knowing what can be possible and what we're going to look for in the future to keep pushing certain things. But learning everything is just like relationships. It's just, you learn from the negative relationships just as much as the positives. And it's like, we have so much experience and so many experiences with other people and other things that going out, that's why, you know, he was saying we need to get out of town. I feel the same way. we need to be able to go and see things. I love going to New York, New Orleans, Chicago, to go behind those bars, to go look and to get that respect. I went to New York one time, went to Please Don't Tell, which is a really popular speakeasy. They were packed, reserved. And it was the year we opened Watson Ward. And I told my owners this. I was like, I told them I was the owner, you know. And they let me in to go behind the bar and check it out when it was packed.
Yeah.
Because I showed them the space. I believe we're the biggest, you know, underground speakeasy on the East Coast.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And it's
On the whole coast.
And it's
So,
fly.
But again, it is not my bar. Like I said, my bosses gave me a jewel and my job is to polish the shit out of it. And I've been very blessed because in my mind, I knew if I can handle this shit,
you can do anything.
holy crap. So, and that's
It's
why
on, baby.
it's been fun, man.
It's
Yeah,
on.
so
Now
man-
we in Miami at the House of Art. Was
Right,
they doing push-ups at the ribbon cutting?
and and honestly, like I've even had discussions, and I don't know if we can make this a reality, but I even had discussions of selling half of my business so we can open up his.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. That's how you kind of like help out the community. Like, yo, I'll give up half because I know that he can run. How many square foot is that?
6,000. And that's not even it. I also run
Like-
Arc Royal, the tiki bar over by Clockwork. So I run two.
You run two
Yeah, and then
bars.
how many employees you got?
35.
It's a
Yeah.
whole staff, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's a
Like,
whole
yo,
staff.
like that's different, bro. Like,
And it's a
people don't-
well-oiled machine in
Yeah.
there. I ain't
I
never
can
had a
fit-
bad
I
drink
can
in
fit
there.
550 people at Watts. I mean, again, the events that we
Is
throw
that
are,
just inside or is
so
that inside?
inside is
and
339 people, so 6,000 square feet underground, and then we have 3 bars, and then outside is a 1,200 square foot patio that now we just put new turf in last October. Again, I got my stage built. I'm always looking at entertainment. In my mind always goes, I don't know what it is, if it's because I played trumpet growing up, but I was listening to like Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass, Lee Morgan, Miles, Dizzy Gillespie, to, you know, Glenn Miller. Like, I love the Art Deco, Great Gatsby era, which is funny because I also listen to the East Siders and the Click and West Side Connection and Too Short. And if you look at Master P, and if you look at their album covers, it was all pimp shit.
Yeah, it really was.
It was
It was-
suits, zoot suits. It was dope. And
Oh,
that's
man.
like the young era that I was like, that's who I want to be. And now I get to wear 3-piece suits. You know, again, and I
Go off,
want
Saul.
men to wear, you know, dope ass fedoras and feathers. And the women, again, women dress up 99% of the time. My job is to inspire men
Right.
to get
to get
What
on their
he's
level.
doing.
Yes. dressed to
you
the
know, I'm
nines.
all for, again, I focus on women to make sure it's comfortable. We do not have
Yes.
HR in our industry. I've actually been a part of city council. I've helped
Talk
try
about
to be doing more about taking care of the people in the industry. We were essential workers,
Mhm.
but we got treated like, you know,
Yeah,
certain
like
things.
less than, yeah.
So it's like, yo, like we have too many badasses that work in the industry that get treated a certain way that pushes us to drugs and alcohol abuse. It pushes us to so many different things because the 9-to-5ers, I call them day walkers, they come in and kind of shit on us. And I feel like we've created, I used to work at a Latino black club, Rumba 54 in Durham,
Mhm.
and it was Central Night, 18 years and up. I had a great time during the Gucci Man swag and surf, all that stuff. Like, I'm from Oregon, man. I was in
Yeah.
there.
Oh, you was in
like,
there.
I-
you was in there shoulder to shoulder.
I
Yeah.
remember that.
They put me next to the
You
girls'
remember that
side.
Jeezy come out?
Listen, it's the first time I was around the black community. I remember the black girls would be like, "What's your name?" And I'd be like, "Oh," I was like, "They looking at me?"
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
yeah,
it was-
you gotta say your full
Listen, man.
name with the little accent.
Oh
Yeah.
Girl, ain't he white?
Yeah.
He Latino.
I remember
He Latino.
exactly.
He Latino.
I'll never forget this one girl.
What the?
Dude, this one girl called me. This one girl in a text message. This is, you know, when we had the flip phones. She said, "Call me boo." Man, I call all my white friends back home. And I was like, you will not fucking believe this, dude. Like,
I'm
this is
winning out
the
here.
coolest shit I've ever. I just felt because, you know, again,
Go off, Saul. So listen,
Go,
good
man.
people. We told you. And you heard it straight from the leadership. If you listen, you want to go out, you want to have a good time as we wrap on this episode of the Breaking Bread Podcast. Good brothers, thank y'all so much for
Nah,
y'all's
this is
time.
great, dog.
Thank you.
Listen, man. House of
inspired
Art,
me, dog.
get
No,
there.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and-
What's
Yeah, for real.
give us the addresses so people can go ahead and lock this into the GPS, add to your favorites, hit the heart. It's a lot of shapes, bills first, hearts, all that kind of stuff. Hit the heart. What's the address of the House of Art, good brother?
306 East Hargett Street, Raleigh, North Carolina, 27601.
Get
That
down.
is that's the address. Find us on Google. We got a
home of
highest
We the
rating.
Roses. I mean,
Oh yeah, We the Roses.
we
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
talked about that one, but that's the coolest part. You go to House of Art, that's the central location. You go to Saul
Home
Good
base,
Management,
baby.
you go to Saul Good 04, Link Trees, everything will go. listen, there's different ways to get to the same spot.
Mhm.
You connect with me, you,
Yep,
any of
we all
us. We
connect.
are all
All
now
connected.
meeting in a central location.
Yeah,
That-
we,
that's
we,
facts.
yo,
That's
a fact.
we,
That's a
we
fact.
literally like, I ain't gonna lie, man. I have so many businesses. Like, I'm like literally forgetting some of them because it's like we got to the
Yeah,
we got the
man.
vegan experience. And we got,
No, I didn't even. Yeah,
like, we got so much
It's
stuff.
funny you say that because today I was like, I saw this shit. This is I have a
Yeah.
baking business as well, and I was like, why I ain't wear this shit on my own
On
podcast?
the podcast
shit
that you
before?
own.
Like, I was like, I forgot I do got another business I can promote. Why on my other business?
Right?
I'm telling you.
That's why I got the Nito boys.
Hey,
and
them
man.
boys.
The watches. I need one of the watches. But
Listen, bro,
Yeah.
I'm definitely shopping.
Yeah.
As soon as we turn these
Yeah.
mics off, we shopping for some
Yeah,
watches.
man.
Oh yeah.
Good people. We appreciate y'all for kicking it with us today on the Breaking Bread podcast, man. If you ain't doing nothing, you need something to do. Again, come find us. We telling you what's hot, and we telling you right now because we lived it. We've been there. These good brothers out here, House of Art, Watson Ward. Thank y'all for y'all time, good people. We up out of here. Until next time, take care of each other, and remember the shapes. Hit the bell, hit the heart. We out of here.